Hey everybody, it is John C. Morley, and do you know what today is? It is fantastic, fabulous, super motivational Friday. The letter for today is, you guessed it, I. And my advice today is imagination. Use your imagination. How many of you remember when you were kids and you were so creative? In fact, the world was your oyster back then. But then as you got a little bit older, and you started to learn things, you started to put restrictions in your mind, didn't you? Wouldn't it be nice to go back to what it was like to being a kid? One of the things I love to do, and I'm sure many of you do, is to blow bubbles. And so you could just create magic and just be playful. You see, when you put your whole mind and heart into blowing bubbles, look how easy and effortlessly bubbles just flow around. When you try to force bubbles like that, it doesn't do very much. So again, I love to do this, right? It's a lot of fun. But why are bubbles so important? It's because it brings you back to your youth. And when you were a lot younger, you just seemed to have more of that curiosity, that spirit that made you want to do anything and find out how. As you got older, you started accepting other people's beliefs, whether they were right or wrong. It goes back to something that I want to refer to, which is Henry Ford, and he said something remarkable. If you believe that you can do a thing, you're right. And if you believe you can't, you're also right. So what happened? As we started to evolve in our life, we started to build these programs in our mind. Not so much ourselves, but other people did that. And it kind of tied us up like a leash. You probably remember the analogy with the horse that was tied up to a stake, very baby horse. And then when the horse got really big, he was never able to break from that stake. And you're probably saying, well, gee, how could a great big horse not break the stake? Simple. It conditioned his mind to believe he couldn't do it. That's what prevents you from being successful, my friends. So if you need to do music, if you need to do bubbles, whatever you need to do, get back into your childhood spirit. Be creative. Start remembering that when you want success, you first have to create it in the mind before it will happen in reality. If you take this playful spirit, like I'm doing with these bubbles, with your mind and your life, I promise you, friends, your life is going to change. You could just have so much fun making bubbles. And you know, ladies and gentlemen, when you have fun in life, that's when the magic starts. That's when it starts. So why don't you uncap your potential and start becoming creative? Start going back to some of the things that you enjoyed doing when you were a child. And I'll promise you something else. You're going to discover that hidden kid in you, the one that was so creative, the one that could do anything. But you really got to embrace this spirit. Play like a kid, and you'll have the success that you had when you were a kid. You remember how you did almost anything you wanted when you were a kid, and things just sort of magically happened. You don't care about how they happened, they just happened. When you got older, you fell into everybody else's paradigms, and you accepted their beliefs. And that's why you stopped believing. So believe, be creative, be imaginative, use that imagination. And remember, whatever you want in this world can be yours if you first believe it, see it, and imagine it in your mind first. Then it will happen in reality. I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, and I thank you for joining us today for our super fantastic Motivational Friday. And please, if you have not already, like this video. If we're on YouTube, if we're on Facebook, share it, subscribe on YouTube, click that bell notification icon, and let's get our subscriber count up there. I'm bringing content to you every single day, and even when I'm on vacation. I hope that my content helps just one person become a better version of themselves. I'm going to see you tomorrow, which will be Saturday, and you guessed it, our letter will be J. But don't forget to check out Envision Networking on YouTube, where you'll get to see John, Science Friday, and how to network. Look forward to seeing you soon, everyone, and please share my videos.